Welcome to Native America Calling. I'm Sean Spruce. Shub is a longtime indigenous DJ and music producer who's helped elevate the electronic genre known as powwow step. His new album, Heritage Part 2, offers more eclectic sounds and features from last year's Part 1, as he takes listeners on another personal journey with danceable tracks filled with powwow samples to introspective ambient original works. We'll catch up with Shub about the new album right after the news.
This is National Native News. I'm Jill Freitas. Historically, pharmacists in Alaska have been limited in what they can do. Over the last decade, they've advocated for and been granted expanded authority. Now, a new law goes further. Health reporter Rachel Cassandra delved into the law, which will increase access to care by changing how pharmacists can work in the state.
Soren White grew up in a pharmacy. As a young adult, he worked as a pharmacy tech, then went to school in Oregon to become a pharmacist with clinical training. But when he returned to Sitka for a job at his parents' pharmacies, his daily work was much more limited. A new state law expands what White and other pharmacists can do as part of their practice. Starting in January, they'll be able to test and treat certain ailments, like strep throat, urinary tract infections, or the flu. State House Representative Justin Ruffridge, a Soldotna Republican, is a pharmacist who supported the bill.
We are the most highly accessible healthcare professional.
Data shows people see pharmacists up to twice as often as primary care providers. The law builds on other legislation that has helped increase pharmacists' authority in recent years. The bill passed by wide margins in both the House and Senate. Governor Mike Dunleavy vetoed it, but lawmakers had enough support to override his veto. Brandy Signa Martin is the executive director for the Alaska Pharmacy Association.
Patients are going to be able to walk into community pharmacies and have access to care for minor ailments, test and treat.
She says that's really important in a rural state like Alaska. Expanded services will also make it easier for community pharmacies to survive. And she says it will be easier for pharmacists to set up collaborative agreements where they work with a provider. With more training, that could include specialists. Psychiatry, for example, she says first a psychiatrist would diagnose the patient, but then the psychiatrist could work with a pharmacist to optimize their medication.
The patient maybe doesn't need to see the psychiatrist every single visit.
She says the new law also opens the door to pharmacists covering other healthcare gaps. That could include offering HIV prevention medication like PrEP and PEP. And she says this law means pharmacists can start treating Alaskans with medications for opioid use disorder.
Be able to get a DEA license to be able to be a prescriber for those medications.
She thinks that will be a major game changer for the ongoing opioid crisis in Alaska. In Anchorage, I'm Rachel Cassandra.
Molly of Denali made her groundbreaking debut on PBS Kids back in 2019. The animated Alaska Native Girl is the first Indigenous lead of a nationally distributed children's series. And as KJZZ's Gabrielle Pietrasio reports, she's made a stop in Phoenix.
Let's see Joe! Let's go!
If you visit the Herd Museum between now through August, you'll come across an Alaskan village where you can tag along with Molly on all of her wild adventures, from flying a bush plane to riding a snowmobile, wearing snowshoes, or smoking salmon.
We brought Alaska to Arizona.
Hopi Patty Talahonga is the museum's chief programming and engagement officer.
And therefore, the Herd Museum is the coolest place in town
for Phoenix's Dog Days of Summer.
You never know when you're going to find your best friend, and sometimes it might be at the museum.
Allison Nicolosi is director of the nonprofit AZ Husky Rescue.
Oh my gosh, there's one that I'm trying to adopt. He claimed me like no other.
Who let the dogs out? Sadly for Herd employee Taylor Susan, Max the Husky has already found a new home, but there's still plenty more pups, maybe even enough for a pack to pull a dog sled. For National Native News, I'm Gabriel Pietrasio.
And I'm Jill Freitas.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Hear that? Tribal college faculty do so much, one can't say it all here. Nothing but respect. Visit mostthorough.jobdescription.com. The American Indian College Fund supports this program.
Tribal Development Partners, helping tribes build toward their goals through 105L leasing and essential facility development, empowering sovereignty, strengthening community. More at tribaldevpartners.com, proud supporters of this show.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.
This is Native America Calling. I'm Sean Spruce. Mohawk DJ and music producer Shub continues to build on his reputation as the premier artist behind the genre known as powwow step, which blends powwow and traditional indigenous music with electronic and hip-hop styles. Shub has won numerous awards as both a solo artist and as a member of the group formerly known as A Tribe Called Red. He has created anthems that have become soundtracks to films and television shows, including Electric Powwow Drum and War Club. His new album, Heritage Part 2, continues to expand the sound associated with the acclaimed DJ. We'll speak with Shub about the new album, and later in the hour, we'll hear from another indigenous electronic artist, Darksiderz, a rising talent. Darksiderz has performed on some of the world's largest electronic music stages. Join us today, listeners, with your comments and questions. You can call us at 1-800-996-2848. That number is also 1-800-99-NATIVE, and the phone lines are open now. Joining us from Fort Erie, Ontario, Canada, on Zoom is Shub. He is a DJ and music producer, and he is Mohawk from the Six Nations of the Grand River. Shub, hello, and welcome to Native America Calling. Great to have you on the show today, brother.
Hey, Sean, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me.
Well, I really like this adopted title you have, Godfather of Powwow Step. That's got a good ring to it. Now, on both Heritage Part 1 and Part 2, you push that sound to new limits. What's it been like to explore that potential on this latest album?
It's been exciting. It's, getting outside of my comfort zone was like the key thing for this album. You can keep doing the same thing over and over again, but as most artists, feel like it's always good to get outside of that comfort zone and try to experiment with different stuff. So, this album, my focus was to try to get as much mainstream playage as possible, because a lot of my music up until now has been stuff that you would hear at festivals or in clubs and stuff like that. It hasn't really reached a big audience, like the mainstream audience radio can. So I think with that in mind, having a lot of collaborations, doing a lot of collaborations with other artists on this album is something that was key to making sure that that happens, because it's all about storytelling. Like this album, it celebrates the identity and it celebrates culture and storytelling as well. And storytelling is something that personally I couldn't do myself. You know what I mean? So I think that's where collaboration really helps, bring that story come to life. And this album really comes to life with these collaborations.
Well, we're going to hear a track here in just a moment from one of those collaborators that you worked with. It's a song called I Know. Sebastian Gaskin, the Cree singer-songwriter, is on that. And you also have collaborated on this album with Asanabi. And the last album, you had First Nations R&B singer Tia Wood. So, you've just got an all-star lineup of talent that's working with you right now. What's it like to collaborate with these other Indigenous artists? And what's that process all about?
That's pretty amazing. First and foremost, all these people, they're really good friends of mine. And I've been lucky enough to either play shows with them or be on the same bill at festivals or shows and really get to know them well. And we keep in touch. And these are all people that, that have been on my bucket list for a while, to collaborate. And once I start working on an album, I reach out and present them with a bunch of songs and a bunch of instrumentals and here's my music. Is there anything you dig or anything you're liking? And they kind of pick out what they like. So I'm really fortunate to have these people on my album, and to call them friends, foremost is pretty amazing. So I think that's the process for me anyway. I come with a bag of goodies, a bag of instrumentals, and I just say, hey, take your pick and see which one you like.
Well, let's take a pick from that bag of goodies right now. Here's the song I Know featuring Cree singer-songwriter Sebastian Gaskin.
Every time that you come around, you got me. Every time that I'm feeling down, you pull me up. I just hope that I've been breaking through. Every moment that I'm loving you. That's on top of the bar. Hanging off of my arm. Like ooh, like ooh. And everything that you told me. 'Cause baby, you got a hold on me. And everything that you told me. 'Cause baby, you got a hold on me. Every time that you call on me, I'm coming through. Anything that you want from me, you know I got you. I just hope that I've been breaking through. Every moment that I'm loving you. That's on top of the bar. Hanging off of my arm. Like ooh, like ooh, like ooh. Baby, you got a hold on me. 'Cause everything that you told me. Baby, you got a hold on me. Like ooh, like ooh, like
That was the song I Know off the new album Heritage Part 2. And Shub, I'll tell you what. So when we play music on shows like this, sometimes we have to be really mindful of how much time we have. And sometimes we'll only play half a song, or maybe we'll fade it out a little early just in the interest of time. And our producers were messaging me just now, hey, do you want to play the whole thing or do you want to fade halfway? And I was like, play the whole thing. This is a good groove. I want to hear it till the end. So, hey, great job, brother. Really, really
Thank you.
good sound.
Thank you very much. And it's funny to add to that. The song on purpose is a shorter song. So if you notice, the track time on that is only like 2.5 minutes long, which was kind of on purpose. Like nowadays when you're streaming stuff online or when people are listening to stuff, I mean, it's always like people are what's the next thing? What's the next thing? So trying to get a full song in 2.5 minutes, was the goal there, and I think it worked.
Well, the days of like 7 and 8 minute, 10-minute songs I guess that's just kind of a thing of the past, huh? It's just
seems
not
like
the
it's
industry
going
anymore.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like it's going that way, and I guess it's just the artist needs to evolve to the times we're in.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of evolution, and I find this so inspiring, you told Billboard magazine back in 2020 that Indigenous artists in Canada want to be seen as artists, not just Indigenous artists, referring to the Indigenous music category at the Juno Awards, but just mainstream. How much progress has been made in Canada to recognize Indigenous musicians on their musicianship, first and foremost?
I think it's going really well. I think the representation of Indigenous artists is really good in Canada. It's amazing. A lot of my friends are now getting signed to major labels in Canada. So You're seeing more of that happen, and I think what they're doing is just opening up the doors for other artists like myself and producers like myself and other artists that are wanting to get there, you know what I mean, and wanting to take that big step. And I think we're able to take those big steps now. Now that we see artists, you know, like Snotty Nose Rez Kids and Tia Wood, you know, getting these big major label deals, and I think that says a lot for our culture and where we are and how, you know, music can really demonstrate how culture can and thrive in modern music spaces. So
you start Heritage Part 2 with the song Calling Card, and that features musician Alan Gray Eyes. I'm sorry, he's described it, not features, but described the cultural impact of the 2013 song you worked on called Electric Powwow Drum. And that song endures, continues to be played on movie, television soundtracks. Why did you start the album with Calling Card?
I think it was, well, we did a bunch of interviews. My friend Bugat did a bunch of interviews and that he was putting together because he's writing a book about sort of like the birth of Powwow Step and like my journey through the whole process. And during his interviews, he took a lot of audio taping, and that interview that he did with Alan Gray Eyes at the time just struck a lot of chords with me because he was my first manager when I left A Tribe Called Red and pursued my solo career. He was my first manager to help me out with a lot of stuff. So I think that he saw a lot of things that I didn't see in the industry, and he made really good points in the interview. And I think that was one quote that really stood out to me, and I think it really resonates, you know, to the whole album, because this music is a calling card for our people. You know, it's a chance to educate listeners, you know, while entertaining them. You know what I mean, and it encourages, you know, your cultural pride and your self expression, you know, to let people listen to what you have to say. And I think, yeah, he just nailed that quote, and I just loved it so much. I said, yeah, let's start the album that way.
I've met Alan Gray Eyes before at a conference, and I've always been really impressed. He works so hard for his artists and just really puts it out there. He has been
working he's been working very hard for a very long time. Like, he was the first person to get A Tribe Called Red, our crew, out to Winnipeg to really, you know, showcase what we were doing. And he's been in the scene forever. So, I mean, like, as far as Indian country goes, like he's an important pillar in that.
All right. Short break, and we'll come back and continue our conversation with Shub. Stay with us. President Trump greatly reduced the size of the Grand Staircase, Escalante, and Bears Ears national monuments with a proclamation issued this week. The move opens up 3 million acres of land to natural resource developers. The area is considered sacred to tribes that have been working to protect it from development for decades. More on the next Native America Calling.
Grand Canyon Conservancy fosters visitor engagement with the landscape through learning, discovery, and stewardship. The Grand Canyon Conservancy Field Institute provides immersive and educational adventures designed in partnership with Grand Canyon National Park, including day hikes for the family, once-in-a-lifetime backpacking trips, and art classes with expert instructors. More at grandcanyon.org. Grand Canyon Conservancy supports this show.
Thank you for listening to Native America Calling. I'm Sean Spruce. We are talking with Shub, formerly known as DJ Shub, about his new album, Heritage Part 2. The album features award-winning First Nations musicians as well as artists like DJ Paul from the famed hip-hop group 3 6 Mafia. You can join our conversation today. Just give us a call at 1-800-996-2848. Or you can also comment on our website, nativeamericacalling.com, and our various social media pages like Facebook and Instagram. And later on in the hour, we're going to speak with another native electronic music artist known as Darksiderz, who is known for his hard dance sound. Shub, let's hear another song. This one is titled Spirit. Can you describe it for our listeners before we play it?
Yeah, I think Spirit, it started out like how a lot of my songs start out, just chopping up samples and finding a cool sample. And yeah, I think it represents sort of where I come from, as far as like a producer background. Like I started out producing a lot of hip hop and chopping samples, so I think this just plays right into it with the modern electronic sound that you're used to.
That was the song Spirit by the godfather of powwow step, a.k.a. Shub, who is on our show today talking about his latest album here, Heritage Part 2. And Shub, sampling powwow songs, that always seems like it would be tricky. How do you know when it's appropriate to sample a certain powwow song? And how do you know when, hey, this is probably a song I don't want to sample? What's that process about?
Well, before, when in the early days of Powwow Step, we were really careful about the songs that we were sampling. Like we would stay away from ceremonial songs, any kind of song that was of very high importance. We would really only kind of chop up and mix songs like dance songs, like the social songs and contest songs, like big songs like that are normally um, that are normally played for the anybody to dance to. So we kind of like stayed in that lane. But like eventually, we were a lot of the drum groups like Northern Cree would reach out with songs that they had recorded and they would let us use, like so. The evolution of like the way we sampled and the way I sampled songs and stuff like that has really evolved. And due to the drum groups really wanting to take that step too, you know what I mean? I think the drum groups were really recognizing what we were doing and what I was doing. and they kind of catered to that. So I think it's a lot easier now because now I'm getting stems and separated tracks from groups like Northern Cree who are like, here's some new stuff, check it out. So yeah, it's evolved over time, but we're definitely very careful on what we're sampling.
Nice. Now, on this album, you also feature DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia fame, as we mentioned. How did that collaboration come about?
It came about with one of my producers, the co-producer of this album, Mikhail. He knows a lot of people in the industry, and he knew someone who knew DJ Paul in their camp. And he just was like, hey, like, when we reach out to him, see if he can jump on this. And I was like, sure, man. I'm like, sure, let's give it a try. One of those like bucket lists, like who knows what's going to happen. And sure enough, he came back, liked the song, and recorded the verses for us. And it was really cool. Like I didn't get to go in the studio and meet him, but it was just one of those things that we did over the internet and through sending tracks and stuff like that. But it was still a great experience to have him, a Grammy Award winning, an Oscar Award winning artist on the album. It was just pretty crazy.
It is. That's awesome. We have time for one more song. This is titled Rise. Can you give us a quick intro before we play it?
Absolutely. So Ace and Abby, Evan is a really good friend of mine. I've been watching his career just blow up since the beginning. I had him in mind while working on this, and I really needed a storyteller. Like I needed some lyrics that told a story. That's where Darksiderz came into play, and he just topped it off with his amazing lyrics, and it just sounds amazing.
So I can feel the same. But I ain't pressing when I'm over there. Does my family know I love them or even care? They been looking at me for the strength while I'm looking at myself, feeling all ashamed. Pray for me. There's one thing that I've learned. Can't go into this alone. If you fall, I'll fall. If you crawl, come running. There's one thing that I know. If you fall, I'll fall. There's one thing that I know. If you rise, I'm rising. All my fans think I got it all figured out. But lately, depression's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I got a nice whip and I'm swagging, but it don't mean I wish my mental health. And I've been crying out for help, praying to myself. I've been looking hella selfish. I just need a quick time out. I look at you and remember what this life's about. Don't ever forget your past, bro.
That is the song Rise off the new album Heritage Part 2. And Shub will tell us what's going on next. Should we expect a Heritage Part 3?
I don't know. I've got a lot of songs that I've been working on, and I have another list of dream collaborators. So we'll see what happens next. Next up is really just a lot of planning a tour for next year. We're just keep writing music and making that bucket list a little bit bigger.
Can you give us a hint of who's on that dream collaboration list you're talking about?
I think, well, a couple of them would be Stella Standing Bear. And yeah, she's really killing things right now. And she's one that she reached out to me when I dropped the album. And so, yeah, we've been talking back and forth. So that'll be one to look out for in the future. And yes, and same with Love. I don't know if you've heard of Love before, but she's an amazing singer who's doing her thing right now, big time. So yeah, like I said, there's a bunch of names on that list. So we'll see who we can get.
Well, right on, Shub. You're killing it too. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing your sound with our listeners.
Thanks a lot, Sean, for having me. Appreciate it.
Listeners can join our conversation today. Just call us at 1-800-996-2848. This is our playlist show where we feature Indigenous music, new tracks, new albums, new collaborations. We have it all today here on Native America Calling. Again, that phone number, 1-800-996-2848 to join our conversation. And our next guest joins us now from Carson City, Nevada. Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz. He is a musician and a DJ, and he is Nisenan and Washoe. Aaron, good morning. Welcome to Native America Calling.
Good morning.
Well, it's great to have you on the show today, Aaron. Now, we have a lot to talk about. You have some new singles in collaboration with other DJs and producers. And I want to ask you first about your music. It's occasionally dark, but it's very danceable. How do you describe your sound, though?
Ah, man, that's kind of hard to put in a couple words. Most definitely high energy, emotional, euphoric, just kind of all-encompassing, just intense energy is really kind of like what I like to try to put out there.
Emotional and euphoric. That works. That definitely works for me. Now, on your website, you describe yourself as an audio alchemist. And tell us more about your creative process and how it relates to alchemy or magic, maybe.
Well, I grew up like really traditional, being very involved in my culture, and I still participate till this day in our ceremonies. And as I kind of like got into like, you know, the punk metal goth scene, I kind of got into the idea of like esoteric ideology and other cultural spirituality and things like that. And then the idea of like alchemy became a thing. And then, I don't know, in my brain, you can take whatever and make something. So taking something from, you know, whatever energy is above and then bringing it to reality is kind of an alchemy. And I do that with audio, whether it be singing or, you know, mixing live or in ceremony or whatever. Sound has been a huge thing that's been a huge driver in my life and just kind of like my way of being in general. So that's kind of how that kind of came about.
Let's jump right into one of your songs. This one is titled, This Is Your Brain.
Let me tell you folks at home something new in the market. Something so inhumanely fast it will change your life. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute's nasty kicks. Nasty kicks. This is your brain. This is your brain. Nasty kicks. Nasty kicks. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute's nasty kicks. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute. Nasty kick. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute. Nasty kick. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute. Nasty kick. This is your brain on 200 beats per minute. Nasty kick. This is your brain. Let me tell you folks at home something new in the market. Something so inhumanly fast it will change your life.
is your brain on 200 beats per minute's nasty kicks.
This is your brain on 200 beats.
That is the song, This Is Your Brain, and I'll just add that extra lyric there on 200 beats per minute. Aaron, I like that song. It definitely, I'm always like on the go, and I'm always kind of like mindful of the clock, especially when we're doing the show. I can just relate to that 200 beats per minute. Tell me more about what went into creating that.
A song that is with one of my friends from Indonesia. He goes by Sick. He's an awesome, like, hardcore DJ. And then he was working on something for his album, and then we had done something in the past. And we both really like punk rock and metal, and we both kind of came up in that and came into this electronic music scene, the hardcore, hardstyle, hard dance kind of thing. And, just with my roots in punk, he's like, hey, I have this idea. So I recorded the vocals, the guitar, and the bass. And then he sent over some stems, and then I did some of the kicks and stuff in the first half and finished that up. But, and then we were rushing to get that one done for EDC, so we, finished it in, a week.
Well, definitely came out good. Aaron, we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back. We'll hear a couple more tracks. We're going to talk more. I'm going to ask you a little bit about, growing up, playing in local punk and different bands there in Reno, Nevada. And we got the phone lines open. If you would like to talk with Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz. He joins us today from Carson City, Nevada. He is a musician and DJ. Phone number is 1-800-996-2848 to our Albuquerque studio. Pick up your phone, give us a call right now. 1-800-996-2848.
Addiction, anxiety, and depression can be rooted in ancestral emotional baggage passed down through generations. That cycle can be broken with an energy healing experience available to all at resvolution.com. Discover Healing supports this show.
Need help identifying community priorities? Kaufman & Associates' approach to evaluation is rooted in indigenous knowledge, honoring tribal history, and sovereignty. More at kaufmaninc.com, KAUFFMANINC.com.
You are listening to Native America Calling. I'm Sean Spruce, and we're speaking right now with Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz, about his latest released singles. You can listen to this show and all past shows on our website, nativeamericacalling.com, and all major podcast platforms. Aaron, let's talk about Reno, Nevada, where you grew up. That's one of my favorite cities. How do you reflect on those experiences playing with local bands to now being a solo artist?
It was fun, and then I primarily grew up in Carson, but through Reno and stuff. And I've been playing in bands. I was pretty fortunate to get instruments and get into this pretty young, around 12 or 13. And I've been playing in bands since then. I had a local punk band with a couple of my cousins, and we sang about just res drama and res things, tribal blues, things like that. And then played local shows. Luckily where I grew up, there was an insane music scene. Just in the two small towns, the cow town over, even had a bunch of punk bands and stuff. And there was almost more bands in this valley than there were Reno. But, and we were all 14, 15, it was crazy. We were throwing our own festivals and everything. So it was a lot of fun. It really was. And then I found DJing kind of in the middle of that. I went to my first rave when I was 14, and then I found this kind of genre of harder dance music, and it kind of really reminded me of the energy that I got from playing in punk and metal bands and doing that kind of thing. But also at the same time, it kind of had that 4 on the floor, high energy drum, kind of like the traditional music, like the powwow drum, or in my Nisenan culture where we have the clapper stick. So it's just kind of that same energy, and it just really pulled me in, But it was awesome. It was a great time around here for music when I was coming up, fortunately.
That is so cool. Let's play another single, Aaron. This is titled My Fantasies. Can you intro it for us?
Yeah, I'm Darksiderz, and this is one of my singles, My Fantasies.
Yes, you and I
That was the single My Fantasies by Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz. And Aaron, I don't know if that was 200 beats per minute, brother, but that was pretty close. That's another fast pace there.
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah, mostly everything I'm doing is between like 155 and above. That was like a 161, I think.
Tell me about your shows. What kind of audiences do they draw, and just what's the energy like?
Honestly, the energy is just really intense. It's like, for lack of better words, the kind of crowd it's really mixed, like truly. It's a rave crowd. I play a lot of these like rave festivals and clubs, Insomniac stuff. And then the people are just really amazing. Like, it's just, for what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to provide like the most intense, fun moment for you to live in, that you can forget everything possible. Like when we were talking about the audio alchemy thing, I look at it as like my job is to like kind of create a ceremonial experience for somebody to be able to like not let, just not be in whatever their stress is and just be in the moment and let go and kind of be present. And yeah, they're just really intense. It's fun. Like it's just nonstop moving, nonstop energy. I try to make it feel like the most intense hour you possibly could have.
Do you have any, like a single experience that's just really memorable from performing live? Something you want to share, a little story or an anecdote?
Man, honestly, like everything, like every single show has something memorable. For me, there's like, it's more or less just when I'm looking out and I'm like feeling the connection of like, it doesn't matter like how many people are there or not. It's just when I can feel that connection that we're all there together in that moment, and then like experiencing the music and the love for music and just whatever that is, and then like embracing each other. That's always like the best moment. That's kind of like, because this job can get like pretty stressful with all the deadlines and everything. And then like, music is my passion, but it still becomes like a career thing for me. So with all the deadlines and the touring and the everything, Murphy's Law exists to an insane degree in this industry. So those moments just like really pay off every time for me the most, is when I can see that people are enjoying themselves and that something that I created is affecting people in a positive way. Like that's what really gets me every single time.
You recorded a song back in 2022 titled Ancestors, and it features the Washoe language. How do you weave your culture and music together?
That's something that's like, it's easy and not easy. It's easy for me because like I'd mentioned before, this music is very similar to kind of like the cultural feeling and what I got from growing up on the 4 on the floor and the intensity and that kind of stuff. But it's also like, I don't want to do it an injustice by being, like cash grabby with my culture. It's very important to me to, when I do these kind of crossover things with my culture, that it doesn't seem ingenuine. And that also, like, I ask the elders around me if it's okay. Like I went to an immersion school growing up, and I'm still very involved with those people. And then also just like my Nissan culture and dancing in general. So anytime I add like a clapstick that I sample or an instrument or something like that, I have to ask the elders and make sure that it's okay. But yeah, it was pretty easy, but I really wanted to do something to like immortalize the Washoe language, since I had, worked so hard growing up in the immersion school, and also just want to put our stamp of the people on something. And it was cool too, because it was through the company Insomniac that throws like EDC and all them. It was through their label, so it was really cool to get it on such a big platform and do something like that. But yeah, I try to put elements of my culture, through everything. But when it comes to stuff like that ancestor stuff, I try my best to make sure that I'm doing it correctly.
Sure. Now you mentioned EDC again, Electric Daisy Carnival. That's a big festival, right?
Yeah, it's a big one. It's one of the biggest. Well, honestly, here in America and the world in general, a lot of people from all over travel every single year. It's in Las Vegas at the Raceway. It's a pretty intense festival, actually, and I've been fortunate enough to play 10 of them already.
Nice. We have time for one more song. We're going to hear it now. It's titled "Dance with a Stranger." That was Dance with a Stranger by Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz. And Aaron, something tells me that song fills up a dance floor pretty quick.
Yeah. It's funny too, because this is another one that we finished pretty quick. Like that was done in the same week as This Is Your Brain for EDC. It was like every year I kind of end up doing some quick thing like that last minute for the festival. But yeah, it was good. We premiered it at this past EDC, and it was a really insane moment. The crowd was super packed, and they went super crazy for it. So it was really good feeling to see the payoff. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, tell us more about some of the DJs you've worked with in the past.
Yeah, fortunately, I've been able to work with like a lot of my my idols growing up, people like Audio Freak, and also working with like friends of mine that I just hold dearly. Like on this last one, I worked with Yosef, and then a close friend of mine, CGK, who I work with constantly. And yeah, just been fortunate to be able to work with people like that.
Now, what do you have planned coming up? Any more recordings, touring? What's going on?
All of the above. Right now, like I have, there's a number of tracks that are not out yet that are about to be released. So expect, at least a song a month for the rest of the year. And I've got like about 6 other collabs that are in the works or so that I can't talk about completely yet, but we'll be able to talk about soon. And I'm constantly recording new music. I'm, working and finishing like about 2 to 3 songs a week or something between this project. I also have a side project called Second Circle that's a hard techno thing, and a like native-y kind of faith-based black metal project called the Yui. That means ghost or spirit in Washoe. But yeah, I'm just busy. And I also have some shows coming up, a local Reno show here soon on the 31st that my record label, Audio Erotica Records, is throwing. I've got Lost Lands Music Festival in September. I've got a whole tour in September. Dates will be announced, but it's like 3 to 4 shows a weekend all through September, through a little bit of October. I'm actually also hosting and throwing an event in Hollywood called Bear Sinister at this club called Bar Sinister with my friends who own this clothing brand called Scummy Bears. And yeah, we're doing that, and that's on October 10th. And then, but yeah, so just lots of touring.
Yeah.
And music in general.
Really busy, really exciting. Now, you've been to Japan. Where else has your music taken you?
Oh man, like Japan is so amazing. You're giving me the FOMO again. The post-Japan depression is real. It's my second time touring there, fortunately. But yeah, I've been lucky to be all over the place. I've been able to play, all over Europe and Australia, and I've been to Iceland and throughout Canada and Mexico, and I've just been really fortunate to have the art take me all over the place to connect with all kinds of people all over the world.
Do you come across other indigenous artists from other parts of the world?
I actually haven't. In Mexico, I have, yeah. In Mexico and Canada, for sure. But as far as, I guess, I'm trying to think, really. Honestly, like not really, just kind of that. I'm kind of like this one dude running around.
And how do you maintain your balance here? Because you're really dialed into your culture, very committed, to your communities there in Nevada, but yet you're traveling, you're going all over the place. How do you make that all work, Aaron?
Honestly, just making time for it. The culture is probably the most important thing to me in general. Like, music is my passion and I love it, but my culture is like who I am. I wouldn't be who I am today. And I honestly don't think I would have been able to accomplish the things that I've been able to accomplish without the background and the teachings of the culture in general. But yeah, I just do my best to try to make time for ceremony when we have our dances and things. And I have like an insanely big family group chat, and we're always constantly talking with each other and being involved. And I just try to make sure that the times of the year that we have the most important ceremony things, I can be as free as I can. And then just getting it where I can. If there's a powwow, hit it when I can. If there's something when I can hit it. Or with cousins, as busy as I am, I try to make as much time as I can. Even though it's, I would like to make more, but it's just about making it a priority, honestly. And it's just been a priority my whole life. I don't think I would be who I am today or be able to maintain my balance in reality at all, honestly, with the music industry and like how intense it can be and the energies that, try to pull you in weird ways. Culture is the one thing that grounds me and makes me feel, human and connected and a part of everything. So it's a big part of making sure that I am balanced in general, honestly.
Aaron, it has been wonderful having you on the show today and listening to you. Very inspiring. Thanks for taking the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We're going to wrap up now. We're out of time, but I want to thank our two guests today, Aaron Wallace, also known as Darksiderz, and also Shub, who joined us as well for the first half of the hour. And please don't forget to tune in again tomorrow. We'll have an update on the Trump administration's shrinking of the national monuments, Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante. I'm Sean Spruce.
The faculty of tribal colleges and universities support their students in countless ways. They say I believe and offer help before it's asked.
Hear that? That's everything tribal college faculty do for their students on Fast Forward. Because if one tried to say it in real time, they'd be here all day. They teach, guide, comfort, and connect. And for that, the community is grateful. Learn more at mostthoroughdjobdescription.com. The American Indian College Fund supports this program.
They give extensions, cheer progress, share laughter, create calm, and allow reflection. They inspire hope, share wisdom, guide gently, validate feelings.
Who protects Indian country? Amerind does. As the only 100% tribally owned insurance carrier, Amerind helps strengthen tribal communities by providing reliable insurance coverage and keeping dollars in Indian country. From property and liability to commercial auto and tribal workers' compensation, Amerind is here to protect what matters. Celebrating 40 years of serving Indian country. Learn more at amerind.com. That's AMERIND.com.
Native America Calling is produced in the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios in Albuquerque, New Mexico by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation, a Native nonprofit media organization. Funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting with support from the Public Radio Satellite Service. Music is by Brent Michael Davids. Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.